The United States has been complaining about Europe not shouldering their burden in terms of security. And then all of a sudden you have this situation where America knew full well, we were well advised, and even people in the administration have admitted that if you go into Ukraine, you're asking for a war with Russia. So the war with Russia, what has it yielded? It has yielded a renewed effort, a renewed commitment by Europe to put 2.5% from each of their countries and expanding it into this new NATO. And this NATO is not only concerned about Russia, now they're reaching across into the Asia Pacific. So in essence, what you have is the US has been able to successfully transfer its role as policeman of the world to NATO. And in essence, having Europe pay either a half or 2/3, depending on how you want to look at it, of the cost. This is a dream for the military-industrial complex of the United States, also the war hawks.
We have seen the occupation of the entirety of East Syria after the jihadi proxy war backed by NATO states failed to overthrow the government in Kiev. We continue to see problems in Iraq years after the U.S. occupation of the country, and then NATO states, non-U.S. NATO states moving in, to provide backup after the overthrow of the government there. We see the failed expeditionary 20-year occupation of Afghanistan destabilization across the entirety of the Middle East and the Mediterranean world. Of course, NATO is an aggressive threat, and now they're shifting their focus to the Pacific, putting China and the Chinese people directly in their targets, really just in pursuit of global hegemony. So, of course, Russia sees a legitimate threat, and where they see a real strategic threat to their interests, as they saw in Ukraine with the de facto NATOization and the US and the UK building military bases in Ukraine, they will take action to defend themselves. And it must be said, the people of East Ukraine that were suffering under a regime bombings and attacks for 8 years as well.